Hi, I'm Sharon Calvert, and I'm with Eye on Tampa Bay. And today I'm down at the Airport Marriott, and I'm very lucky that I'm going to be able to interview a new business here in the Tampa Bay area. And the person that I'll be interviewing, his name is Alan Stapleton, and he's with a new company called RideCommand.com. So I'm just going to ask you a couple questions.
Sure.
So just kind of tell me, can you describe your service and how you came up with the idea?
Sure. Yeah, we're a mobile app for car service, limousine chauffeur service, and you can download our app on your iPhone or your Android and register and open it up and put in your ride request. And you can do a ride for now, immediate pickup, or you can do a ride for 2 weeks from now or 2 months from now. And basically, your ride is paid for through the credit card that you register on our service, so that you can get out of the car at the end of the ride with no worries about cash. And as far as coming up with the idea, I had a very unforgiving car service experience myself, and I realized how unfriendly it can be from a consumer's perspective to have to. Well, I was flying into Minneapolis and I needed a car. I don't like rental cars, and I just wanted a car to take me 2 hours from Minneapolis. And I spent an hour on the phone. I talked with 6 companies. I didn't know who they were. I didn't know whether they were reputable or not. I got prices from A to Z, and they stranded me at the airport when I got there. So on the way back from that trip to Minneapolis, I got out the proverbial napkin, and I started writing down, how would I run a car service company if it was going to be mine? And basically here we are with a unique service. We're the only one that has this reverse bidding process where companies actually compete for your business. So instead of me having to call 6 companies, the model I've come up with now is these companies are going to compete to take me. They do the work, not me.
And it sounds like a win-win
It is.
for both you and for the limousine service.
Exactly, because a lot of the car services around here like to drop off somebody at the airport and they return empty. Well, now the driver or the dispatcher can get on their mobile service and find rides, people who want to go from the airport back the direction that they're going. So you have a car that's now filled up that would otherwise be returning empty, and the person is getting a ride at probably less expense because that driver wants to get anybody in the back seat, even if it's half value. So it's a win-win, exactly like you say.
Well, that's great. And here at the Eye, we're always looking at innovation. So, but we do have to ask you, so where currently is your service?
We actually launched in Tampa. This is our first city of operation, and we're here because it's friendly to innovation, with a couple of exceptions we may get to. And we have a very active limo service community here, and they invited me down to Tampa, and I was convinced that it was the right place to launch, and we're going to expand to other cities. We're looking at Miami and Baltimore, Orlando, Philadelphia as our next. The East Coast is the bulk of the car service market. It's probably 55 to 60% from Washington D.C. actually to New England is the bulk, and then the rest of it is down here in Florida. So we're at the right place to start off, I think.
Well, that's great, and we're very lucky here because, again, we see personal mobility as being that space, especially with the technology, that there's lots of opportunities there, and I think as Americans, we all like our personal mobility.
It seems like it's an on-demand society is coming up. That everybody wants everything now, and with millions and millions of smartphones, it's now becoming possible to do that, and we're a small part of that.
Well, it sounds like you're at the right place at the right time, so that's great. So let me just ask you, have you had any, you've launched in Tampa, have you had any issues with some of the regulations? Have you been able to, move forward and hopefully, continue to expand here even in Tampa?
We think we're going to do okay for the longer rides here, but there's a problem with the shorter rides that the commission has, the Transportation Commission here in Tampa has a $50 minimum fare rule. So that means that if we want to take anybody 10 blocks or 2 miles or 5 miles, it's going to be $50 minimum. Mm-hmm. And as long as there's that rule in place, there's going to be very little people interested in paying that amount of money to go a short amount of distance. So that is a concern to us, but we're hoping that when people find out that our service is now, we took a chance to come in here, frankly, because we knew that rule was there, and another company came and left because of that rule. So we took a chance on Tampa to the consumers to realize that if they can contact the commission, perhaps, and ask why they have this rule, that maybe it'll be re-examined and done away with.
And I think that's great, because right now transportation is a pretty hot issue here in the Tampa Bay area. So, and again, I think folks are looking for those innovative solutions.
We have the solution. It's just we can't do it for the short rides because of the rule. But it's there and ready if we can just find a way through that.
Well, I tell you, we'll help get that word out and see what we can do, because we certainly want you to be successful here in the Tampa Bay area, and we want you to expand. And I just want to let our viewers know, how do they contact you, or what's your website?
Yeah, the RideCommand.com, RideCommand.com, or our 800 number is 800-495-1187. And we'll be happy to take your reservation. You can go to the iPhone store or to Google Play and download our current mobile app to your phone and check us out.
Well, it sounds really easy, so I really appreciate you taking the time with us while you're here in Tampa, and we hope to talk to you again soon and see that your business is booming.
I hope so.
Thank you very much.